everyone. My name is Jessica, and I'm going to be monitoring, not monitoring, but I guess helping Victoria in the background. So let us know if you have any questions, and I'll make sure Victoria gets them.
Perfect. Okay, Jessica, Victoria, take it away.
Okay, awesome.
Okay,
I'll actually hand it off to Victoria. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So I'm Victoria. I am going to be training you on the leadership today. So what I'm going to do is we've broken down the training into different little segments. The first segment is we're going to go through the media library. I'm going to just share my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Right, so the first thing that we're going to go through is the media library. So we're going to go through all the aspects of how to load your images, how to view your images, edit images in the media library. We're going to go through the default viewing, how to set up your default viewing on your computer. I think some of you have already done this, but we're just going to go through it. It's a brief section. So we're going to go through it so that you guys can know how to do it. Then after that, we're going to go through the leadership to show you how to set up your leadership. Okay, so that's our agenda for today. So in WordPress, when we talk about media library, we're saying that the media library is like a database or a file system that carries all your media so that you can easily access them. So it's like a database that shows everything that you put in, especially media like your images, your documents, the videos, and the audios. So there's put in a central space so that you can be able to access them later and easily. All right. I'm going to go into the system and show you how the media library actually works.
So for those on the call, the new microsites along with our new website are both WordPress-based.
All right, so when you log into your website or your chapter site, you're going to go onto your main site here. You can all see my screen, right? So you come here where it says My Sites, and then under My Sites, you're going to go onto your actual chapter site. So when you go there, you go to your actual chapter site on the dashboard. So that's how you normally navigate to go to places. You go to your dashboard, then to your site. Under on the left-hand side, you can see this panel. You're going to see where it says Media Library. You click on Media Library, on Library. And when you click on Library, this is where the Media Library is. So that's where all your chapter, pictures, videos, and audios are kept. Under the Media Library, you have different formats of viewing your library. You have the list view. So when you click right here on this little icon, it's going to list all your media on a list, just like this. And then you have a grid view where you can click on the grid and it shows all the media pictures in a grid format. So if you want to search for an item or search for a picture, you have a choice. You can search for it by entering the name of the file. So if you know the name of the picture you want or the name of the file, we can search there. So for example, let's say I want to search for a picture for Adams. So if I type ADA, so Adams will appear. So that's the picture I want to search for. So you can do that by searching, by selecting the name. Another way of searching is by selecting where it says all media items. So under all media items, you can select images, audios, videos, documents, just select according to this list here. So if you say all images, so all the images appear. If you say documents, all the documents appear. So that's another way of searching. Another way of searching is using all the dates. Using dates. So you can say, I want to search images that were uploaded in February 2024. So only the images only the images that were uploaded in February 2024 will appear. Another way of searching is, let's say you want to do a bulk deletion. You want to delete items on the media library. You can click on bulk select. You click on bulk select. You can now select the number of images that you want to delete. And you click on delete. When you click on delete, this message will appear. It tells you that once you delete, it's a permanent action. And once it's done, you cannot undo it. So for the sake of training, we're not going to do that. We're just going to cancel. So that's how you search under the media library. The next thing you can do under the media library is to delete files. So you have different ways of deleting files. Okay, so let me go back here. So to delete a file, the first method I showed you by doing the bulk select, and you select items and you delete. That's the first method. The other method is you can double click on an image. So let's say you double click on the image, and then you have this little icon here. On this little icon, if you click it, this message will appear. That means that I'm going to just delete this image. That's the only one I want to delete. And then another way of doing a deletion is to click the list view. So if you click on here, the image are listed, and then you can move around the image and then select delete to delete the image. So the same thing happens. It will ask you if you really want to delete that. Another way, again, is by double clicking. Double clicking the image. If you double click on the image, it will show you here. There's this little hyperlink. It shows you if you want to delete the image, and that message will appear as well. So this is how you do a search and a deletion, and the different ways you can do a search and a deletion under the media library. Do you have any questions?
I do have a question, yes.
Okay.
So when you went back, when you were first at that library, okay, let me back up. It looks like you're signed into NAWBO Alabama, but when you went to all media items, I was seeing some of our Chicago items. So is the library every chapters thing? So like if you're deleting things, you might be deleting other chapters items?
Okay.
Because like a lot of those, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I thought Tanya was answering.
You're muted, Tanya.
Button, that dang mute button. Juan.
Yeah, at this moment, the media library pool is one pool that we are all sharing. I'm actually looking into it if we can just like separate it by chapter, but as of now, it is just one large pool that all of the resources are being shared to entirely from NAWBO HQ to all the chapters.
So we probably shouldn't be deleting things then.
Correct.
Because it could be in other
Delete
chapters.
things that are not yours. Yes.
Okay.
But the beauty of this also is that you will have access to all of the HQ images that are in here as well that we use on the website.
Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you for bringing up that point. We will definitely make it a point to stress that on the user guide, that does affect other chapters, just to make sure that nobody's deleting other people's images just because it's not related to them.
Okay. So the other thing you can do is like the main thing in the media library is to edit images. So the first thing, if you want to edit an image, you can double click on the image. So let's say I want to edit this one. You double click on it. And then you click on this page you appear, it's the attachment details page. You click on edit image. And this page will appear. And here you can now crop the image if you want to crop the image. So what we've noticed is that some chapters have one way of cropping the images, or the aspect ratio of one chapter might be different from another. So you might have a standard aspect ratio for your images. So for example, if you want to change this image or crop the image, you can just click on crop, and this little menu kind of section will appear. You can drag the corners of the image to crop it to the size you want. So let's say you just want this size, you can crop it to that size. Okay, that's one way. The other way is to use the aspect ratio that you have for your chapter. So let's say your aspect ratio is 1:1. You enter 1:1 here, and then when you crop the image, it will crop to 1:1 dimensions on the aspect ratio. So you can see it's already defaulted to that. So I've seen on your website, there's some chapters that have specific aspect ratios for their cropping, which is good because then it creates kind of like a standard and niche look for your chapters. So it's something that you might want to consider. So that's how you do like a crop to change the image. So use the cropping manually, or you can put an aspect ratio. Once you do that, you click apply. If you click apply, so this is now the image that it is there, that's going to be there. And then you click on save edits. If you click on save edits, so it's saving that. So that's the image that appears. Okay. The other thing you can do on the images is on the right-hand side here, you see your alternative text. You have the caption, the description of the image you have. On the alternative text, you can enter. This is mainly done for people that are visually impaired. So you can enter a good description that describes the image that you have, so that people that have some kind of disability are able to read and see read and kind of visualize what the image looks like. On the caption, this is information that if you enter that, this will appear at the bottom of the image. A description, again, the description, enter a good description that you can for that image. So that's how you do an edit on an image. Do you have questions here? Because I'm sure you guys spend a bit of time uploading images and changing images. Is there anything that you've come across that you might want to address?
I would like to know, hi, this is Titania. What is a common ratio that they're using as far as with cropping the photos? Do you know?
So I would recommend, so I'm not sure how familiar everyone is with aspect ratio. The way I like to think about it is that if anybody has Instagram, you know how they used to force you to crop it to an exact square. Mm-hmm. So a square is a 1:1, which means it's just a dimension, like the one crop by one. So it's always going to be a square. So it doesn't matter what image you have, if it's horizontal or if it's a portrait. If you do a 1:1 ratio, it's always gonna give you the crop as a square, and that square is gonna be always the same. It's never gonna be like a different size of square. It's always gonna be that one square, so it's always uniform. So I definitely recommend just doing a square crop. I could provide more information about aspect ratio, but a quick Google search. It's just you can see that there's different crops. Like sometimes you can do a 3:5, which is just kind of like how you print images. like, oh, that's a 3:5. That's the ratio. So I would definitely recommend keeping it a 1:1 aspect ratio for headshots. And all that means is just it's gonna give you that crop of a square, which is like Instagram, that used to force you to do a square crop on every single image, but that's just to keep the stream uniform. I'm not sure if that helps or if you have more questions. It is, I know it sounds a little complicated, but it's actually a lot easier to just do a 1:1 aspect ratio, because it's always going to give you that uniform crop on every single picture, and you just select what you want it to focus on.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is adding a new file or adding a media file. So you just go on here where it says add new media. You click that button, and then under the drop files to upload, you click where it says select file. And under select file, you click the file that you want to upload. So select the file, then click on open. So it might take a little bit of time, but as you can see, this is the one that is uploading. Okay, so once it's uploaded, you can see it, you can double click it, and they can go through the same process again. After putting it on, you can double click it, edit image, crop it, put it on the same size that you want, and have the file ready, for future use in the library. So that's how you add a new media file or an image. So that's all we have to show you on the media library. It's actually kind of straightforward. A few things that you just need to know: make sure you put your descriptions of your images or whatever file it is. It makes it easier for you next time when you want to find the file. Put good descriptions, especially for the visual impaired, so that people with disabilities can be able to search as well and see images that we put in our media library. All right, I'm going to go to the next section, which is the default view. And I think, like I said, I think most of you have already set this up, but I'm just going to do it for other people so they know how to do it. So the default view, to go to the default view, you go onto your main menu, and you go to where it says pages, and click on all pages. Under the all pages, go to where it says leadership. So right here. So click on leadership. The page will take a few seconds to load. All right. So when it's loading right here, it's on the wireframe view. To change that, we click on this 3 little dots on the side, right? And when you click that, the builder settings menu appear. Click here where it says desktop view under the builder default. Click here. And on this section, now you can change. You can change it to wireframe view, desktop view, tablet view, or font view. So I think it was on wireframe already. I'm going to put it on wireframe, then I'm going to put it on desktop so you see the difference. So this is the desktop. So the desktop will widen it up for your desktop so you can be able to view it. So this is how you change a default view on your main page.
So just quickly chiming in, we did, Juan did say that the website now should default automatically to this desktop view, which makes it a lot easier for you to edit because it's more visually easier to understand. But if you do not see that view, this is the only time you would have to make that change. And it's a one-time change and you never have to think about it again. After you have the view you want, then you would save it, and that change applies to all the pages. So you don't have to do it to every single page. You'll be able to see the new default view of the desktop view, not the wireframe view. So please do test that. If you do see the wireframe, which is just like you just see like just toolbar, like just bars of random information, then you just select that desktop view, and that's how you get this view. And if you want to save the desktop view, that's when you would go through the process that Victoria just walked through.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions? Oh, sorry, Victoria.
That's okay. So okay, so after you do that, you just remember to save it at the top of the screen. There's a save button. Click on the save. You just save your view. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is on the leadership page. There's some edits that you might want to do on the leadership page, and we're gonna go through that. So for example, you might want to change let's say the team leadership information. So there are two ways of doing it. You can move around the text that you want to change, and then just change it. So let's say 2025. And then just change it. That's how we can do it. Or the other thing you can do is hover. So can you see if I'm hovering around here, nothing, the menus are not appearing. So you can click away from it and then come back and hover. So now you see these menu items are appearing. So to hover, let's say to edit this leadership team a year, you click on this gear icon. You click that. When you click that, so it will show here. So you can change it through here. So once you change it through here, the good thing is if you do it through here, you can change the text, whether you want it in bold or your italics, just depending on your chapter, you can do that. And once you change it here, you must remember to click here on this little green check mark. And if you click that, it means it says saved it. Okay. And the next thing, let's say you want to change the text in for one of the sections here. If you want to change the text, you hover around it, or you can just click and type over it. You move around it again, click on the gear icon, then type in and change whatever it is that you want to change of the text. Okay. Let's say you accidentally delete the text. You can press Control Z. If you press Control Z, the text will come back. This is something that I know a few people do, like you might accidentally delete the section. If you want to change you want to change the image on this box, you can come here, move around it, go to the gear icon. Okay. Either you can change the name. Let's say you want to change the name to something else, or change the image. Click on design. Click on where it says image right here. So you don't click on design, click on content and then click on image. When you click on image, you can double click on the image and the media library will appear. So let's say you want to replace that image with something else. Before test. I want to replace the image with another image. So I'll click that, select the image, click on where it says upload an image. Now this is the image that appears. And click on save to save the image. Okay. If you want to edit text here, so go back to the gear icon, go back right here, which says name under text. So you can type in the name that you want. And you click, want to change the position, I'll say, and then you click the green save check mark to save it. All right, so that's how you change an image. Change the heading, the name, and the position, and also change the text that is accompanying an image. You can change that way. If you want to change colors, let's say you want to change, so every time you see I'm hovering, right, a box is appearing. So if I move around here, this box appears, and then you see the menu that appears in the box. So that's the menu that can help you change anything within this box. If I click here, this menu appears, and that's the menu that helps you to change anything within the box, as well as here. So if I want to change, let's say I want to change the color, I come here, select. I'll come to say this is background. And then I can select the color that I want. So let's say I just want plain white, or if I want blue, whatever color you want. So it's not whatever color you want, actually. It's the colors that you see here. These are the colors that you can choose from. Okay, do you have any questions for me here?
I have a quick question about the font, like the 2023-25 leadership team. When I log in to Chicago, I only see like paragraph and then some headings. So I'm wondering how you got that.
So when you went to Chicago, you only see a paragraph and headings.
I think so.
So it sounds like it's so we got this because it's part of the template when we originally just started editing. But we can definitely add that section, and I think you could just like copy the font and the color and what it reads and add it on there.
Okay, yeah, because in my drop down in my text section, I have paragraph and then headings 1 through 6. So we've just been defaulting to those for everything. And that one looks a lot more fun, and I'd love to know like so.
Okay, I'm gonna add this on my notes, and I'll follow up with Juan to make sure we get you the proper heading with the font and the color.
Thank you. One other question I had, we had some feedback on the text color in like most of the body of anywhere we're typing copy. Is it gray? Is the color of like most of like the body text set to a gray color?
This color specifically, so the way I understand it is so these colors are for branding. So the idea is that you should always pick a color that has a high contrast, so it's easier for accessibility and people can read it more comfortably. So those colors are already predetermined in the palette. Do you mind going to the color section, Victoria, where it shows text and then color?
On the text, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, so this text. Yes, so you see there's a color palette. Oh, yeah, well, this helps. It shows the color palette. So you're able to select the color palette, but on this specific page, it's already predetermined to have the yellowish orange band, and then the darker orange, and then the purple. So that follows a pattern. I believe Tanya would have a better answer if you're allowed to switch the font color to like a black, just to make it easier on people to read. I'm not sure how that would be addressed, but Generally, if you switch the color or something, we just wanted to have a high contrast just so it's a lot easier to read. But it looks like this is like the green color. We can, do you mind clicking on the text, Victoria, on the select exit? Yeah, and then just click on the text and the gear.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, that gear. And then go down, and this should give you the color palette for the color. Go up a little bit more.
This is where the
No, that's background. And we need
Yeah.
the text.
So
close.
it is going to be under
It
text.
should, oh, go to text, yeah.
The text, yeah.
And then it should
And the
give you the
text is in the
option.
background.
Yeah.
Let's see if I do that.
I think
Mhm.
if you go back up to the text,
The text.
yeah, and then
There it is. Text on the right.
yeah,
This is visual and this is text. Do you see the little tab? Victoria?
Sorry, I
is
can't
visual.
hear you.
Oh, do you see the tab? It's visual and then text on the right. Scroll down a little bit.
This one, right?
Yes, correct. Okay, now that just shows you the code, the way it's showing. Yeah.
so the green is the
Mhm.
NAWBO teal.
Text.
Mhm.
So it should be under here.
Oh, there you go.
Go to
You got it.
design text and then go to change. Let's see if I.
So
No,
you
that's
do
not
have
the one.
black. Yeah. Oh, but then does
So
it
if
make
you
the
pick the
box
color picker, you have more options if you want.
Looks
the-
like we might be able to change the text font there too. Is that right?
Yeah, you
Correct.
can change the text
Correct.
font. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
There's
that
a
might be what
whole,
we need
we
to-
would like everybody to stick as closely to the style
Mhm.
guide as you can. We don't want people going too rogue, but you can change things
Mhm.
up.
Having more than just the header or
Yeah.
paragraph thing is very
Mhm.
helpful.
Yeah, we just got some feedback that the gray was a little hard to read, so I was wondering if black was an acceptable alternative to that.
Yes, and that's perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So do you have any other questions here?
I have a question. This is Titania. I looked at the national website, and they have under leadership how they have the information about the person, and then they have a view profile. How could we add something like that for each one of our leadership so that there's a button you can click on to actually get to their profile?
I think that's
Within
we
the
use the
current
custom
within the
link.
current template, we don't actually have that additional bio pages. Definitely there's something that, you know, there's no restriction, you can build it, just like adding another page within the template and just making a hyperlink to the bio page. If you want, I'll check with our web team, but at this moment, we don't have the template set ready for that, but I'll check the feasibility if we can add that for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that's how you do changes here. Let's say you want to add another chapter leader on here. You can click on this little icon here, the copy, the duplicate section copy. If you click that, it will duplicate the section. Once it duplicates the section, now you can edit the section. So you can change, you now put in the name. So you can now put in the picture that you want. So let's say when I put back, when I put it back, okay. And then, oh, sorry, I didn't save it. So just remember to save it because I didn't save that. So click that, click where it says, go down, scroll down. So I'm gonna click that. So when you click on the gear, this appears, click on content, then click on image. When you click on image, you double click the image. You select the picture you want, you upload it, okay? And then make sure you save it. Click here on save. And once you save, now you can edit. So you can edit the information, you can edit the title, okay? And you can change the colors if you want to change the color of the page. So you can come to background and change the color. If you want to use that color, it's really a more subtle color. So you can change the color of the page. So you save that. And if you want to change the color in here, you move around it again. Come to the background. Then maybe change that to white. I'm just putting these colors, but you guys, you put the specific colors that are allocated to your chapter, or the ones that you choose for your chapter. Okay, so you can change everything on the page. And let's say you want to move this section to another section. So I want to move this person to another section. You just drag it. So click on here. I don't know if you can see this little icon to drag it and put it down. So this one comes on top. So you can drag it and put it wherever you want to put that chapter, the edit chapter leader on. Okay, so that's how you can duplicate or add a leader on your chapter site. Do you have any questions here?
I did have a note. If you notice the leadership page is already going to come with a template of 3 already existing leaders.
Hello.
Yes, and they follow a pattern of, oh, sorry,
Hello.
can you scroll up? Yes, if you notice, it follows a pattern of the yellow, the orange, and the purple. And that's the pattern that NAWBO would like for you to keep. So that's why you would either duplicate the one you need to change that matches the color, and then you can move it to the section if it's not in the section that you need it. She's just showing you examples here just so you can see changes. But ideally, if you scroll down, you can see the templates for those specific colors, because some of the image switch to the right and to the left.
Okay. All right, and then
Somebody had a question, I'm sorry.
okay.
I came in late. Could you share? Oh, okay. Sorry.
I got it.
Somebody else. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Okay,
ahead.
go ahead, Victoria.
Yeah. You want me to go ahead?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is update the heading image. So if you want to update the heading image for the chapter, so you go to the image, you move around it. So you can see the blue in the menu here appears. You move around that. You click on the gear icon. Okay. And then you click on the background. Once you click on the background, you see this little icon here that says background image. So you click on that little icon. Okay. The image that is already here will appear. Double click on the image. And then your media library appears. You scroll down to an image that you want to replace that with. So let's say you want to replace it with this one. You click, and then you upload the image. Okay, so it's not looking good. You have to change it. So if you want to change that, click here. I think the copy is not right. So double click. I might have to choose to crop this image properly. I'll select a different image. Let's say I select this one. Let's see if this one comes up. upload. Let's select here. Okay, so that's how you do it. If the image appears kind of weird, like the one that we selected before, you might need to go to the media library and crop it to size and then put it on, then you'll be able to select it properly. Unless if someone, Tanya, Jessica, unless if you know a different way of doing it. But if it's looking weird, like the one that we appeared, like just showing the bottom part of the image, just go to the media library, edit the media, the actual image, and then you can be able to upload it. Okay. That's how you change the heading of the heading image. If you want a section on the leadership page to appear or to disable a section on one of the media pages, you're going to go to a section like here. So you right click. If you right click, this menu appears, right? If you click on disable, there's the three little buttons appear. So right now they're showing green, which means that this image is live. You can see it on your main site. If you want to disable so that the image in the section doesn't appear on the main site, you click on the little icons here, and they tend them to red. So if you do that, this will look like it's grayed out, which means that it's no longer going to appear on your site. But after you do that, you have to come at the top and save it. Okay. Once you save it, you can view the page. So if you click on view the page right here at the top, so you see that section that we added is not there anymore.
And I'm just going to quickly chime in. It is recommended that you do not delete sections if your chapter is not using them. Just go ahead and disable them so they're not viewed by the public. In case your chapter ever needs them or like it starts using that specific section, then you already have it and you don't have to go through a longer process of trying to add it. So it is important to know that the disable and enable is a way of making it just live for the public view.
And can we run through that real quick?
Yes. Go ahead, Victoria.
Sorry?
Oh, the disable and enable. Could you run
okay.
through that again? Yeah.
Okay, so you just come through, let's say, go back to your site, go to the main menu, go to leadership, all pages, go to leadership, okay? Once you're here, you can now see this is the one that we disabled. So once you're here, you can right click on what says enable. So because right now, this is not, you cannot view this on your main site, chapter site, because it's disabled. To enable it, you just click on the little icons here. Turn them green. Then you can see now it's not grayed out. Once you do that, you go to the top of your screen and you click on save. Okay, so now to see if it's actually on your main screen, you click where it says view page. Okay, once you click on view page, you now see this is now appearing, which means now it's now live, it's now appearing on your main chapter site. To disable again, you just go back My sites. I'm just going to go to the main menu. Go to all pages. Go to leadership. Scroll down, then just right click and then disable. Okay. All right, so that's all we have today on leadership, editing pages, media library, and changing your default views. Do you have any questions on all the sections we went through today?
I have a question. This is Titania again.
Mhm.
Question I have is, can we use, do we have to use a stock picture, like for instance at the top, or can we use our pictures from our chapter, like actual pictures?
You are encouraged to use pictures from your chapter.
Okay.
Also just wanted to ask, so we wanted to, it was the same question with Titania that she asked, when it comes to creating membership bios, like for the leadership. So if we create a separate page, how do we link it to the leadership page? I know I can create a button, but is there any way for me to put it in the menu?
Juan, I would have you answer that
That
question.
one?
Oh, you're on mute.
Okay, could you just repeat the question? I didn't get it clearly.
Okay, so we wanted for our chapter, we wanted to create a what's it called? Like a page for this page. So if I create the page, how do I link that page to the menu? I know I can create a button on this page that can lead to that page, but is there any way for me to add it to the menu at the top, to the main menu of the website?
You want to add certain item to your as a menu item, right? Is that-
Yes.
We have to add that in the instruction. I know there is a way to do that, but I cannot really show you right away in few steps. So let me discuss with Jessica to add that section for you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's all we have today. I don't know, Tanya and Juan, do you have anything else that you want to add on the stuff that we covered today?
No, you did a fantastic job.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I just want to thanks for everybody who is joining and just want to get just overall feedback. Hopefully this is much usable than compared to our Drupal microsite. So things getting better. And again, as you see, we are even creating the instruction. That's how confident we are compared to the old versions. And we are adding more features and more things, but still it is a kind of like a multi-site, which is under the NAWBO HQ site. There are some limitations and some difficulties we still need to get through, but overall, I'm pretty confident that we are providing some usable site compared to the old microsite. So hopefully things getting improved and all of you getting hands-on, and we'll get, we'll find the best way that all chapters can easily use this microsite. And for Michelle, I'm actually in the process of enabling your Austin site so you can work in the backend. I'll let you know when it's done.
Awesome, thank you.
And Laura and Kat, I still owe you those questions, and I'm still keep tracking of it, and all those things will be added to the Jessica's manual. Some of them I already done it, but I just didn't have chance to reply back to you. And also while testing, we're still finding some, not really problem, but we just want to make it better. So I'm still talking with our developer to make a little tweakings here and there to make it easier. So most of your requests will be granted, and we'll try to include it as much as possible.
Thank you, Juan.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll try and get your questions answered, hopefully in the next section, when your account, when you come back, you can answer the questions that we didn't answer today. Okay? Have a great day, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you.